How's it, guys? Welcome to another episode of Football My Passion. Today, we'll be discussing how we did in Game Week 1. As you can see it, Game Week 1 compared to some of the other players wasn't that great, slightly above average. We scored a total of 54 points. Let's see how the team did overall. We can see bulk of the points they came from James Justin at Leicester. I think he got a bit lucky. Didn't have too much of attacking output. The assist he got was purely luck, I would say. Aubameyang, as we kept him as the captain, gave us 7 points, which was decent enough. But obviously, when you compare it with something like Salah, people got 40 points who had captain Salah. So they got a huge spike there and then and there itself. So, however, Aubameyang still did good. He has a good fixture in game week 2, so still worth keeping. Wilson gave us 8 points. Great compared to given the fact that he just came from Bournemouth to Newcastle. It was a good start to his Newcastle career. Vardy, dependable as always, gave us 13 points. I wish I would have captained him instead. I did kind of doubt whether I should keep Abba or Vardy as my captain, but yeah, eventually I stuck with Abba. But yeah, that is where the bulk of the points came from, and you can see eventually we are at 54 points today, overall rank of 2.2 million out of the 6.5 million players. Obviously, the highest points this week were like 142, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you scored well above 54 points. Who do I think were the biggest downers for Game Week 1? It would be an overstatement, I think, if I say Trent here, because Trent was the top scoring players in FPL last season. We know the quality he has. Unfortunately, the points came from the other side of the pitch, which was Andrew Robertson, whom I had again contemplated if I should get Trent or Robertson because they were very close to each other points wise last season. But again, a long season to go. I want to keep Trent for as much time as possible. The next game is going to be a bit tricky with Chelsea, and which is away. I'm hoping he comes with an assist. I doubt we'll get a clean sheet here. Who was speaking about the actual downers? I feel I had banked a whole lot on Son this week. He had a really good fixture against Everton, and that too at home. So when you think of that, I feel Spurs should have actually at least scored goals and not blanked out as they did. So I would say Son was one of the biggest downers. However, I'm going to keep him because when we see his fixtures, he's playing Southampton away, Newcastle at home, Man United away, obviously very tough fixture. Then they play West Ham, where not a whole lot of people have confidence in West Ham today. So I think Son, given the amount of green fixtures here, he's definitely worth keeping. And with Bale coming in, Regulon who would join the attack, I am not sure if he's going to start right away, given we have Mourinho there. But yeah, if Reguilon can join, Bale, a world class player, can join on the right side of the pitch with Son on the left, Kane in the center. I think they're going to score a lot of goals. So I would like to keep him for now and see how it goes at least over the next couple of game weeks. Another downer, Matheus Pereira. Some of you guys might say, why were you banking so heavily on this player? As I did mention in my previous video, he created the most amount of chances last season in the championship. They were playing they were playing Leicester at home. I was hoping at least they would end up scoring a goal in the worst case scenario, and that didn't happen. Maybe I was um, kind of over banking on that fixture itself. So a good amount of it is my fault. So yeah, those were the downers. What I see. The other one actually that I see is Mitrovic. The surprising piece was he didn't even start. He played the last 27 minutes, and obviously, uh, when you think about the result itself, they lost to Arsenal 3-0 at home. I think they started slightly okayish, but yeah, they never really got grip of the game. I think they are going to struggle overall, but I'm still going to probably keep Mitrovic because check out the fixtures that they have. So many green fixtures again. The next one is really tempting, at least for Mitrovic and not for Fulham. They play Leeds United away. When I checked out the last fixture Leeds had against Fulham, Leeds won at 3-0. Uh, the fixture prior to that, Fulham won at 2-1, in which Mitrovic scored. I'm hoping he does start this game week, and I think there will be games, there will be goals galore this week for hopefully in this particular fixture. So I'm going to still stick with him at least for a bit, but I was really disappointed that he didn't even start last week. I'm not even sure what was the reason behind it. I really hope he doesn't sit on the bench again against Leeds. Let's check out the fixture difficulty rating table here. When I look at this table overall, obviously the clear standout teams, I feel at least fixture wise, Everton, if you see their fixture over here, they play West Brom at home, Crystal Palace away, Brighton Hove Albion at home. Obviously, the Liverpool fixture at home, I'm not going to count on it at all, given it is Liverpool. Southampton away, Newcastle away, and then Man United at home. Again, a tough fixture. But out of the seven fixtures that we are seeing here, I feel four fixtures within that are definitely up for grabs for Everton to win. And that is definitely going to drive the kind of transfer strategy I'm thinking of here. Other team who I would like to again highlight, and I did cover it slightly before, was Spurs. You see, again, the amount of green fixtures here, and with Bale joining, I I would like to still keep Son. I don't think I'll add any other Spurs player, maybe Doherty, if at all. Um, but yeah, I'm still going to stick with Son. You can see the reason why. Southampton away, Newcastle at home, West Ham home, Brighton home, and West Brom away. I think they are going to attack quite a lot with Bale joining, and there is a good possibility for points from Son, given the current situation, given the current transfers. One of the other teams that I'm thinking of, obviously, Man City and Man United. Man City do play Wolves away, so I feel that is going to be a tough fixture. But when it comes to points, I am not 100% certain if it will be a goals galore kind of a game. I know City like to go full throttle, and Wolves can hit you back when you think about it. Um, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to think about bringing in KDP and Sterling. At the moment, I feel I have a better chance bringing in a Man United player, at least for the next two games. You can see United play Crystal Palace at home, Brighton away. We all know how the Brighton game was after the break. I think it was a high scoring game. So yeah, it's I feel comparing City's fixtures versus United's, at least for the next two game weeks, there will be goals, but I'm kind of leaning towards sticking to a Man United player at least for game week two. I don't know a whole lot about game week three. I'll share my thoughts in the next few minutes on that. But yeah, overall, if you have to consider teams for future transfers or next game week, I would say you can choose from Everton, Spurs, and Man United. Wolves, if we see, definitely after game week 2, pretty good games. West Ham away, Fulham home, Leeds away, Newcastle home, and Crystal Palace home. Jimenez again, uh, really good striker last season to own. Um, Roman Saiz, if he continues to play the way he has, he was dropped a few times last season where um, Nuno Espirito Santos did rotate a bit. But yeah, I'm hoping Roman Saiz would be a good choice, seeing how they do at least over the next couple of game weeks. I feel Jota, who has at least in patches given us like double digit points last season, would be a good option as well. So that's it, guys, for the teams that you could choose from if you're thinking about transfers. So, talking about the transfers that I'm thinking of making at the moment, if you recollect, I did have Mane in my team, and I did have Matthias Pereira here in my team. I'm thinking of taking a -4. And some of you might say, hey, it's just game week 1. Why are you taking negative points? I feel the Everton fixture is very tempting. They are playing West Brom at home. James is the creative outlet. He created 5 big chances in the last game. And with Allen and Doucouré sitting behind him, I think there are going to be a lot of freedom for someone like James, Rodriguez, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Even one option, if you are really thinking of from a defender standpoint, Lucas Dean or same as Coleman, they would be good options. I think Lucas Dean definitely is going to bombard ahead with Allen and Doucouré, that forming that double pivot and providing that extra cover for the centre backs. I think these players are going to attack a whole lot, mainly James, Dean, Lucas Dean, and Calvert Lewin obviously is going to get that supply, right? So I'm hoping that Everton do have a really good result over here and Rodriguez gives me some points. The other transfer I'm thinking of is obviously Bruno. Um, I am a bit torn between bringing in Marshall instead of Bruno. However, when I compare the strikers that I have currently, I think Fulham have a good fixture where Mitrovic can score. I don't want to take out Vardy just yet. He does have two tough fixtures in a way, Burnley home and City away. But Vardy always scores somehow or gives an assist. So I don't want to lose him at the moment. When I think about Newcastle and Callum Wilson at Newcastle, at least the next fixture is really good. They do play Brighton at home. He scored 8 points. I'd like to trust him this game week, and keep him for now. In place of Rodriguez, however, I'm I'm thinking if I once I make my final transfers, I'm definitely keeping Bruno Fernandes. Just given the fixture, they're playing Crystal Palace at home. I'm really psyched to see Donny van de Beek playing alongside Fernandes, Marshall, and Rashford, and Mason. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure he will give us the points that we really need. Besides Rodriguez, if you're thinking of an alternate option, uh, I might end up choosing Jack Harrison. If you think about Jack Harrison at Leeds, he did score 7 points. Leeds played Liverpool at Anfield, and they really were in attack mode. And I'm really, really excited to see Leeds play this season. If you see Jack Harrison's stats last season, he played 40 some plus games and he scored equal amount of goals plus assist when you compare him with Pablo Hernandez. I am a bit skeptical to choose Pablo Hernandez because he is now 34, 35 years of age and he is going to play a level up. I think he'll still score goals, But if I'm thinking of like a budget midfielder, Jack Harrison would be a really good choice. The fixtures, I would say, at least the next one is really good. Good chance of him giving us some points. The next two, Sheffield away. I think Sheffield with Ramsdale in goal and Dean Henderson now having gone back to United. I still have to see how Sheffield do defensively, and I think Leeds can open Sheffield away, going away uh, at Sheffield United. Obviously, Man City at home is a tough fixture, but when you see rest of the fixture, they play Wolves at home, Aston Villa away, Leicester at home. Harrison would be a good player to have on the bench, to be honest. So yeah, that's it for at least the transfers. With the transfers that I said I'll make, and here you're seeing that I've actually not chosen James Rodriguez. I stuck to Jack Harrison here instead and Bruno Fernandes. I'll mainly play with the 3-4-3. Obviously, with the keeper, I'll be starting with McCarthy. I don't expect a whole lot from my keepers overall. So, yeah, I'm sticking with McCarthy for now. James Justin, I'm going to give him another week, but I don't know if I'll change him. But yeah, it looks like I'll play a back three of James Justin, TAA, John Egan at Sheffield. Um, it is a bit counterproductive when I've chosen Harrison. I do understand that. But yeah, I don't want to take another 4 points off my current standing. So yeah, I'm going to keep Egan. And when you see the midfield, I'm going to keep Auba, Jack Harrison, Fernandez, and Son, and a front three of Mitrovic, Vardy, and Wilson. So talking about future transfers, here are some of the players I do have in back of my mind. Obviously, De Bruyne, uh, world class player, a player that you can keep for the entire season. I'm just not bringing him in now because they go and play Wolves away. Next game is Leicester. He's likely to come in, highly likely to come in. Either De Bruyne or Sterling. I'd like to stick to De Bruyne. Um, Against Salah, I don't have any Liverpool players at the moment, and they play Arsenal at home. So I think that is going to be a really good fixture as well. I I don't want to say this now, but yeah, who knows? I might take another -4 next game week. Uh, it's sometimes it's actually counterproductive, but yeah, the fixtures are really good. Leicester at home, Arsenal at home, two big fixtures and two world-class players who can give us points. The other player that I'm thinking of is Calvert Lewin. If I end up bringing Jack Harrison now, Calvert Lewin has really good fixtures again. As we spoke about James Rodriguez, Calvert Lewin can score a lot of goals with the supply, with James, Richarlison playing alongside him. I think he is going to hopefully score more goals than what he did last season. Another player would be Reece James. I know a lot of my friends had Reece James in their team, and obviously he gave a phenomenal 14 points, and he scored that wonder goal. Really clean strike. If you look at his fixtures, obviously Liverpool home next one, and that's the reason I'm not thinking of bringing him at least in game week 2. When you think about game week 3, West Brom away, Crystal Palace home, Southampton home, three good fixtures. Some of you might be thinking of bringing in Werner, maybe Pulisic if he's fit, but I think I'll go back and invest in my defense, maybe in game week 4 or so on, where I'll take out James Justin and bring in Reece James instead. So that's it, guys. That's all for the video today. We tried to cover how the team did last week. How do the fixtures look? Which teams have the easiest fixtures compared to some of the other teams? What are the potential transfers that I'm thinking of for this week, game week 2, and also the future transfers that could happen, and some of the players that I'm thinking of at the just keeping in mind so that I can bring them in the subsequent weeks. Thank you guys if you have stayed on till now. I really appreciate that, and I hope if you like the content, do hit a like, do subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you.